In the world of finance, information is power. But in the volatile, lightning-fast realm of cryptocurrency, information isn't just power, it's everything. It's the invisible hand that can mint millionaires overnight or wipe out entire fortunes in the blink of an eye. We've all seen it happen. A single tweet from a tech billionaire, a cryptic post from an anonymous influencer, or a sensational headline from a major news outlet can send shockwaves through the market, causing prices to soar or plummet with breathtaking speed. This isn't just market fluctuation. It's a carefully orchestrated symphony of narratives, where a select few hold the conductor's baton. The question we must ask is no longer if these narratives are being controlled, but who is controlling them, how they are doing it, and why. The crypto market is not just a game of code and algorithms, it is a game of information, a war of narratives where the truth is often the first casualty. In this high-stakes arena, the power of a single voice can be staggering. Consider Elon Musk, whose casual tweets about Dogecoin sent the meme currency to astronomical highs, creating a frenzy that drew in millions of novice investors. His words, seemingly spontaneous, moved billions of dollars in market capitalization. Or look at the legions of crypto influencers on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and X with followings in the millions. They present themselves as gurus, sharing alpha and promising generational wealth. They craft compelling stories around new tokens, painting pictures of a decentralized utopia just one smart investment away. But what appears to be genuine enthusiasm is often a paid promotion, calculated shill designed to pump a coin's value before the influencer and their insider circle dump their holdings onto their unsuspecting followers. This cycle of hype and collapse has become a grimly familiar pattern, a brutal rite of passage for many who enter the crypto space. The narrative they sell is one of opportunity and empowerment, but the reality is often one of exploitation. They've mastered the art of weaponizing hope, turning the dreams of their audience into their own personal liquidity. This manipulation, however, goes far beyond individual influencers. It is deeply embedded in the very structure of the crypto industry, woven into a complex and often shadowy relationship between cryptocurrency exchanges, powerful hedge funds, and the financial news outlets that are supposed to keep them in check. This triad forms a self-reinforcing ecosystem where financial interests and public information become dangerously intertwined. Exchanges, which profit from trading volume, have a vested interest in maintaining market excitement and attracting new users. They achieve this not only through massive marketing campaigns, but also by forming strategic partnerships with media companies. These partnerships can range from overt sponsorships and exclusive interviews to more subtle, insidious arrangements where advertising dollars buy favorable coverage or, more importantly, silence. When a major exchange suffers a security breach, a liquidity crisis, or regulatory scrutiny, the story should be front-page news. Yet time and again we see these scandals downplayed, buried under a deluge of positive market news, or framed in a way that minimizes the platform's culpability. The flow of capital creates a powerful current of influence. Hedge funds, with their vast pools of money, are among the biggest clients for both exchanges and media outlets. They pay substantial trading fees to exchanges and are major advertisers for financial publications. When a fund is involved in a questionable practice or faces a catastrophic loss, the outlets that depend on its financial support are faced with a conflict of interest. Do they report the story aggressively and risk losing a key sponsor, or do they soften the blow? The answer is often the latter. Scandals are drowned in a sea of noise. A critical investigation might be relegated to a less prominent section of a website, while puff pieces about the fund's charismatic founder or its latest visionary investment are given prime placement. This isn't necessarily a conspiracy hatched in a smoke-filled room. It's a more organic, systemic form of corruption, a culture of access journalism where reporters fear that burning a source will mean losing their seat at the table. The result is a media landscape where the narrative is not driven by public interest, but by a hidden web of financial dependencies. The story we receive is not the full story. It is a sanitized, curated version, meticulously crafted to protect the interests of the powerful. The gatekeepers of information have, in many cases, become the guards of the status quo, ensuring that the music keeps playing even as the ship is taking on water. So, who really controls the story we hear about crypto? The answer is a coalition of the powerful. It's the billionaires with platforms that reach millions, The influencers who monetize their followers trust the exchanges that process the trades, the hedge funds that move the markets, and the media outlets that are financially beholden to them. Together, they form a narrative machine of immense power, capable of shaping public perception and directing the flow of capital on a global scale. This machine doesn't operate on facts alone, thrives on emotion, speculation, and the timeless human desires for wealth and belonging. It creates heroes and villains, fuels tribalism between different crypto communities, and manufactures consent for projects that may have little intrinsic value. The decentralized revolution we were promised has, in many ways, been re-centralized around these new centers of power. The battle is no longer just between competing blockchains or technologies. It's a war for control over the story itself. The crypto market is not simply a game of code. It is a game of information, and in this game, the deck is stacked. The average investor, relying on public news and social media for guidance, is playing against opponents who see the whole board. These opponents don't just react to the news. They create it. They seed narratives, coordinate campaigns, and use their immense resources to amplify the messages that serve their financial interests. They understand that in a market driven by sentiment, the person who controls the story controls the outcome. This is the hidden architecture of the crypto world, an intricate maze of influence where genuine innovation and cynical manipulation are almost impossible to tell apart. The promise of a transparent, trustless financial system has been clouded by a fog of misinformation. A war of words where truth is not a fixed point but a commodity to be bought and sold. As we navigate this complex and often treacherous landscape, we must learn to see beyond the headlines and question the stories we are told. We must ask who benefits from a particular narrative and what incentives might be hiding in plain sight. The dream of a decentralized future is a powerful one, but it will not be realized by blindly trusting the new kings of crypto. It requires a vigilant, critical, and informed community that demands transparency and holds power to account wherever it may lie. The war for the crypto narrative is far from over, and for those who wish to participate. Understanding the rules of this informational warfare is not just an advantage, it is a matter of survival. The future of this technology, and the fortunes of millions, will depend not on who has the best code, but on who can win the battle for belief.